Welcome to Dining with Dan. So for tonight's video, I'm going to have to totally nerd out. Basically because I've been waiting for a movie for over probably 10 years. It's finally coming out Friday. So in honor of that, I'm going to make Murloc Fin Soup. Okay, so to start this dish, we're going to want to take a large saucepan or pot. We're going to put that on a medium-high heat. We're going to take a 1/3 cup of olive oil. We're going to want to pour that in there. We'll let that heat up. We also have one chopped onion, yellow or white onion. Just want it finely chopped, and we're going to throw that in there once the oil heats up. You're also going to want 1.5 pounds of Murloc Fin. So now if you can't find Murloc Fin at your local butcher, you can always substitute halibut or cod for it. But I would suggest that you ask your local butcher, if they happen to have Murloc Fin. They might actually tell you to lay off the gung loose, or you might start seeing whoop-tingers. That's my last nerd joke. Hope you liked it. So. Alright, so I'm going to throw this onion in there. I don't know if any of you play World of Warcraft, but I guess you would have to actually play World of Warcraft to even get that joke. So, while that's cooking, I'm going to chop up this cod, is what I have. Cut that up. You just basically want to cut it up into like 1-inch cubes, or even smaller actually, probably. So I'm going to start cutting that up, and we'll move on. We'll watch these onions. Okay, we're basically just going to want to saute these onions for about, I don't know, 4 to 6 minutes. Get them get those softened. Get that flavor rendered out into the olive oil. I know most of you that are subscribed to my channel probably don't play World of Warcraft, so basically this is just a easy fish stew. If you like seafood, like I do, just a different way to eat it. Alright. Another minute or so. Okay, so once these onions start to get about a lightly golden color, we're going to want to take 3 or 4 cloves of minced garlic. We're going to cook that in there for another minute. And also reduces heat. We're going to reduce this down to about a medium. Basically, you don't want to burn that garlic. You just want to cook it till it's just aromatic. And you want to take a 2/3 cup of fresh parsley. We're going to pour that in there. I'm going to stir that in for I'll give 2 minutes on that. Okay, so after about 2 minutes, we're going to want to take our tomatoes. Here I have a can of stewed Italian recipe tomatoes, so it's just got some Italian seasonings in there. And I want to put that in there. And we're going to let that cook on a medium. Actually, on about a medium low for about 10 minutes. We'll let all those flavors blend together. Let's just turn that down a little more. Just want to let that simmer and cook gently for, like I said, about 10 minutes. We'll come back when it's done. Well, it's ready. So, almost 10 minutes. I can tell you that, and you want to use whole tomatoes or stewed tomatoes, because when you're simmering this, you're cooking it, these tomatoes are going to break down anyway. I can tell you, right now, this just smells amazing. I haven't even put any salt or pepper or seasoning in it yet. Let's just let this go, and once it's been simmering for 10 minutes, then we'll move on to this next step and we'll start putting these seasonings in. Okay, so after this has been simmering for about 10 minutes, we're going to want to take and pour in here. I have a half cup of white wine. Pour that in there. I'm also going to take a whole jar, or got clam juice here. Comes in an 8-ounce jar. We're going to pour that in. We're going to turn our heat back up to medium heat. We want to bring this to a boil, and then we're going to simmer it. I was going to want to throw our seasoning in, so here I have a half teaspoon of thyme and a half teaspoon of oregano, a half teaspoon of salt, and a quarter teaspoon of pepper. Stir that in. And last but not least, we're going to want to throw our fish in. So we're going to basically throw that all in. And just let that simmer for probably five minutes or so. You want to cook this till the fish is done, which means it's flaking, but you don't want it to flake all apart to where it's basically, you basically don't have any chunks of fish in there anymore. Just let this go for, like I said, about 5 minutes. I'll give it probably 2-3 more minutes. So I'd say this is about done. We'll go ahead and bowl this up and we'll give it a shot and try it out. Alright, there we have it. Murloc Fin Soup. Or for the non-gamers, it's fish stew. It was absolutely delicious. So, if you are a gamer, you're probably wondering about my shirt, obviously. So that's the Warlock crest. My main is a no Murloc, and I'm sure you're probably all asking what faction am I claiming? Well, I've actually played both. I have a Orc Death Knight that I love playing, but I think most of my characters, and I'm going to have to stay true to my main, so I'm going to have to say, for the Alliance. I want to thank you all for stopping by. If you want to try this recipe out for yourself, I'll put it in the description down below. And hope to see you again soon. See you Friday at the movies.